Good afternoon, Mr. Gama. Uh, this is for consumer math. So, welcome. And what I plan to do today in open house is to introduce you to the class, go through some of the syllabus stuff, some of the grading things, and some of the tools that we use in Google Classroom, as well as the assignments and things like that. So let's flip to the syllabus first. It starts off really just talking about the materials needed for class each day. Chromebook is definitely one of them. I have a health condition that doesn't allow me to take hard copies, so everything is done virtually. Even worksheets are handed in virtually through taking pictures. I'll go over that after, but they do need their Chromebooks, and hopefully they keep them charged as well, so that they don't have to carry around a charger. But I also mentioned bringing a Chromebook charger as well. The next thing is binder or folder. The reason is because instead of them doing notes in their notebook, what I do is I create guided notes, and I have them kind of follow along and go step by step through the guided notes. I can show you right here essentially what it looks like. This was our first section of notes that we started, and rather than them having to write all this in, they kind of follow along and they don't have to rewrite each example, and it saves time and space and things like that, and it's a little more organized for the students. So what they do is they kind of follow along through that, and then they hold on to those guided notes for a future quiz or test or things like that. And that's essentially why I told them they need a folder or a binder so that they don't lose those guided notes. Also, they should have like a notebook or scrap paper or something like that, just in case we do some extra problems and there's not enough room on those guided notes. But that's really all the materials they need, is pretty much just Chromebook and folder or binder. These are just the classroom rules and school policies and things like that. And then grading, they get the in-class assignments, which would be like worksheets and things like that. Usually I don't give too much homework. It's more or less if they don't finish the in-class assignments or worksheets, then they'd have to take it home and finish it for homework. Then they'll get some quizzes. Usually every couple sections they'll get a quiz, and then at the end of a topic or unit they'll have a test or a project. Right? Sometimes there's tests, sometimes there's projects to act as a test. So that's kind of a rundown of the syllabus. It's very short and sweet, but you can always access that syllabus on our Google Classroom. It's all at the bottom. The next thing is something called Remind, or remind.com. This is a tool that the students are able to use. They're able to download an app on their phone if they'd like to. That's what I get the notifications from. It's essentially a instant messenger to ask me any questions on any assignments and things like that. So I had all the kids sign up for that, so I get the notifications instantly and I can reply. This is definitely helpful when people are at home, say if they have to quarantine or things like that, and they're doing the assignments along with the class and they don't get something. I can send them like a picture of something done out, or a voice message or things like that. Okay, so that's a remind. This next thing is the weekly agenda website. So this is on Google Classroom. Parents and guardians are more than welcome to look at this. It's a helpful tool because what it does is kind of give a rundown, essentially what we're going to do each day of the week. Like Tuesday and Wednesday we did the notes. Today class drops. Tomorrow we're going to start on the worksheet. And then next week we'll start on the second worksheet. Usually I definitely have the current week filled in, and then I usually have some of the next week or the full next week. This one I only have Monday, but I'm going to start updating it soon. So if you ever want to check to see what your kids need to do that certain day, or you can check this website. Then I post those notes that I give them in class, those guided notes. They get the handout, but in case they're absent or they lose it, they can print out the PDF. Those are always posted at the morning that we start the notes. Then, right, what I do is I post PDFs of the notes once we finish them. So, right, this is the first day of notes. All right, and then I'll upload this the next day of notes once we finish, right? And they have those to reference and kind of fill out the note sheet, especially if they're absent again or quarantining and things like that. They have the notes to fill out, right? So I always upload those PDFs usually at the end of class or at the end of the day. And then the worksheets, right? Kids will work on these. They'll get the hard copy in class, and they can also open it with a PDF editor and do it online if they'd like. And then, but if they have the hard copy, what they have to do is take a screenshot or a picture of it and upload it to the assignment and turn it in through it virtually, because I can't take the hard copies. This class also has a cooperating teacher, Miss Castellone as well. So we have two teachers in the room at all times, so they have plenty of ways to get extra help and things like that. That's really it for the kind of rundown of the class. If you have any future or big questions, if you go to the document that is in explaining our open house and giving you the links, the document has a link to a live Google Meet that I'm in, that you can ask me any current questions during this period 2 time. All right. Well, have a great night, guys, and thank you so much.